Charles Purcell presents.
And we're in the bottom of the 8th inning, folks. The score is tied at 2 apiece. The manager is making his way to the mound, and it looks like he's going to pull his veteran pitcher.
How are you feeling, son?
I can go a few more innings, Skip.
I know you can. You've given us everything you've got over the years. But it's time.
Time? What do you mean?
You're done, son. This is it. Your last pitch.
What? Why?
You're a legend, kid. But you're not getting any younger. It's time for you to pass the torch to the next generation.
I understand.
You've given us some great moments, kid. You'll always be a part of this team. Go take a seat in the dugout. I'll bring in the kid to close it out.
Okay.
Good luck, son.
And there goes the veteran pitcher, folks. What a career he's had. A true warrior on the mound. He'll be missed, that's for sure.
Hey, Charles Purcell here with an editor's note. I've turned this entire episode over to artificial intelligence, a topic that raises questions so numerous and so profound that I would never presume to tackle it. But it's been a really incredible just past few months. I mean, I know AI has been around for a long time, but it's just exploded very recently, and it's going to continue to progress exponentially. So normally I don't give a date on these episodes because I want them to be kind of, a little timeless, at least have a longer shelf life. I'm not sure when you're listening to this. It could be a year, 2, or 10 after I've recorded it. But I'm going to tell you now that this is March of 2023, and what this program is simply a snapshot of where we are in the moment. And a very narrow, limited scope. Mainly, I just wanted to see if AI could do what I do. That is, write and perform radio theater sketches, write and perform songs. So that last piece was a play written by ChatGPT. Of course, I added sound effects. So yeah, let's turn the show over to AI, see if it can be funny, creative. Let's find out. First up, I asked it to write a comical inter-office memo.
Subject: Warning, mutant microwave creature on the loose. Attention all staff. It has come to our attention that there is a dangerous and mysterious creature lurking in the depths of our break room microwave. This creature, which we can only assume is the result of a botched food experiment, has been known to emit toxic fumes and emit terrifying growls. In an effort to protect ourselves and our beloved snacks, we kindly request that all employees take turns cleaning the microwave. We understand that this task can be daunting, and we encourage the use of protective gear such as gloves and face masks. Please note that failure to clean the microwave could result in severe consequences, such as the growth of additional mutant creatures or a mass exodus of all snacks from the break room. We appreciate your cooperation in this matter and hope that we can all work together to keep our workplace safe and snack-filled. Sincerely, Karen, Office Manager.
Funny eulogy for a favorite uncle.
We are gathered here today to celebrate the life of my dear Uncle Harold. He was an incredible man, with a great sense of humor and a love for life. He had a contagious laugh that could make even the grumpiest of souls crack a smile. Growing up, I always looked forward to spending time with Uncle Harold. He had a knack for making even the most mundane tasks, like going to the grocery store, an adventure. He would always come up with hilarious ways to make the cashier smile, and he loved to play pranks on unsuspecting strangers. One time, he convinced me that he was a secret agent, and that we had to go on a top-secret mission to retrieve a missing piece of gum from a vending machine. We ended up spending the entire day running around town, hiding from imaginary enemies, and cracking each other up. Uncle Harold was also a bit of a daredevil. He loved to ride his motorcycle and always took risks. I remember one time he decided to jump a ramp that he had built in his backyard. Let's just say it didn't go as planned, and he ended up crashing into a tree. But he was okay, and he laughed about it for weeks. He was also a foodie and loved to experiment in the kitchen. Some of his creations were questionable, to say the least. I remember one Thanksgiving when he decided to stuff the turkey with Pop Rocks. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. In all seriousness, Uncle Harold was an amazing person who touched the lives of everyone he met. He had a heart of gold and would do anything for the people he loved. He will be missed dearly, but his memory will live on forever in our hearts and our stories. Rest in peace, Uncle Harold, and keep the angels on their toes up there.
A funny radio news story about a lotto winner and the job they won't quit. Napper lotto winner.
In local news, a man who recently won the lottery has announced that he will not be quitting his job as a professional napper. Yes, you heard that correctly. Apparently, the lucky winner has been getting paid to take naps for the past 10 years, and he simply can't bear to leave his beloved career behind. When asked why he wouldn't be retiring with his newfound wealth, the man said,
"I just can't imagine a life without naps. Plus, I've worked hard to get to the top of my field. I don't want to give it all up now."
His employer, who was also interviewed, was thrilled to hear that his star napper would be sticking around.
"He's the best in the business,"
he said.
"We couldn't afford to lose him."
The lottery winner plans to continue napping on the job, with the occasional nap on a yacht or private island thrown in for good measure. We wish him the best of luck in his future napping endeavors.
Hey, AI, how do you feel about writing comedy? Do you think you're good at it?
As an artificial intelligence language model, I don't have feelings or personal preferences, but I am capable of generating text that can be humorous and make people laugh. However, the quality of my humor depends on the input and prompts I receive from the user. In terms of being good at it, I have been programmed to generate responses based on patterns in language and data, so I can generate jokes and humorous content. However, humor is a subjective matter, and what one person finds funny might not be the same for another. So, while I can attempt to be funny, it's up to the individual to decide whether or not they find it amusing.
But isn't it more than subjectivity? I mean, aren't you at a distinct disadvantage compared to human comedians?
As an artificial intelligence language model, I don't have the same experiences and emotions as human comedians, so I might not be able to deliver jokes or humorous content in the same way as they can. Human comedians can draw on their life experiences, cultural references, and physical presence to engage with an audience in a way that AI can't yet replicate. However, AI has made significant strides in recent years, and there have been attempts to use machine learning to generate jokes and other types of humor. While AI-generated humor might not be as nuanced or varied as that of human comedians, it can still be amusing in its own way, and there are potential applications for AI-generated humor, such as in chatbots or virtual assistants. So, while I might be at a disadvantage compared to human comedians in some ways, there is still potential for AI to generate humor that people find funny and engaging.
Okay, let's finish with a joke, say about milk.
Sure, I can certainly try to come up with a joke about milk. Here's one for you. Why did the milk go to therapy? Because it was pasteurized. I hope that made you smile. Glad to hear that you found it funny. Humor is a great way to lift our spirits and brighten our day. If you have any other questions or requests, feel free to ask.
Okay. Write a monologue about landlords in the style of George Carlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever rented a place to live? Have you ever had a landlord? Let me tell you, landlords are a special breed. They're like dictators, except instead of ruling a country, they rule over a dumpy little apartment with leaky faucets and walls so thin you can hear your neighbor's every move. And just like dictators, landlords have all the power and none of the responsibility. You see, a landlord can come into your place whenever they want, raise the rent on a whim, and tell you how to live your life. But, if the roof starts leaking or the toilet breaks, they'll say, "That's not my problem, you should have read the fine print." And don't even get me started on security deposits. They're like a landlord's secret stash of money, just waiting to be pilfered at the end of your lease. Oh, you scratched the floor. That's $50 gone. Oh, you didn't paint the walls the exact same color they were when you moved in. That's another $100. It's like a landlord has a checklist of all the ways they can nickel and dime you, and they're just ticking them off one by one. But the worst part about landlords? They always try to be your friend. "Hey, how's it going? Just checking in to make sure everything's okay." No, you're not checking in to see how I'm doing, you're checking in to make sure I'm not doing anything that could get you sued. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you see a landlord, just remember, they're not your friend. They're just the person who holds the key to the place you call home.
Okay, so there's comedy. Comedians, I don't think you have anything to worry about, at least right now. We'll see what the future holds. For the time being, you're safe. Let's see how AI does with poetry. Hey AI, write a sonnet in the style of Shakespeare about cell phones.
A sonnet about cell phones in the style of Shakespeare. Shall I compare the cell phone to a summer's day? It is more versatile, with endless games to play. Its touch doth light up screens with endless sights, from endless streams of news to endless flights. The phone's fair form, with buttons smooth and bright, doth make the midnight hours seem as light. And ofttimes, with a buzz, it doth provide a message from a friend that cannot hide. And yet, despite its power and its charms, it is a fleeting thing, subject to alarms. It drains our batteries and steals our time, leaving us but with a hollow chime. Thus, I declare, the cell phone is a wonder. Yet it is also a burden we must ponder.
A short poem about spam.
Spam. Spam in my inbox. Filling up my day with pointless text. Offers for wealth and endless fame. Promises that sound just the same. No matter what I do or say, it keeps on coming, every day. A nuisance and a constant plague. I wish it would just go away. So here's a message, loud and clear, to all the spammers far and near. Please leave me be. let me be free. From all this spam, just let me be.
A sad poem about lost love and the sea. Lost love, the sea. The sea once held our love so true, its depths a reflection of me and you. The waves crashed, a symphony of our hearts, as we vowed never to be apart. But the tides have turned, and so have we, drifting apart, lost in the sea. The winds have changed, too strong to bear, our love now lost without a prayer. The sea, once our refuge, now our foe, as it echoes the pain of letting go. The salt in the air, a bitter reminder of a love that's now lost, a heart left behind her. The sea, so vast, so deep, so blue, a reflection of my sorrow, my heart so true. Lost love, like a ship in the night, drifted away out of sight. And now, as I stand by the shore, the sea, once so beautiful, now a bore. The waves, a reminder of a love that's gone, leaving me with memories to ponder on.
All right, okay. So up until now, I've been adding the music and the sound effects and everything. But this one, the music is generated by a site called mellowbytes.com, and the song lyrics are from ChatGPT. And I'll be honest, this one creeps me out.
AI, oh, the power that we wield. It's changing everything we know, and it's only just revealed. AI, oh, the force that guides us on. It's opening up a brand new world, and a future we'll build upon. In a world of technology, where machines rule supreme, there's a force that's changing everything. And it's not just a dream. From factories to offices, from cities to the sea, it's AI that's driving us to a future yet to be. AI, oh, the power that we wield. It's changing everything we know, and it's only just revealed. AI, oh, the force that guides us on. It's opening up a brand new world, and a future we'll build upon. It's in the way we work and play, and the things that we create. AI is helping us to see a future that's truly great. It's in the way we learn and grow, and the choices that we make. AI is showing us the way to a brighter world we'll create. AI, oh, the power that we wield. It's changing everything we know, and it's only just revealed. AI, oh, the force that guides us on. It's opening up a brand new world, and a future we'll build upon. With AI, we're breaking down the walls that held us back for so long. We're reaching for the stars above, and we'll never be wrong. AI is the power we need to build a better world. We'll harness it and set it free, and watch it unfurl. AI, oh. It's the power we'll use to make a world that's better, and one that we'll choose. AI, oh. It's the force that will drive us to a future that's bright and bold, and one that will never fuss.
So, yeah, that one creeps me out. Bottom line, I'm not afraid of AI, but I'm scared to death of AI in the hands of the oligarchs. If you know me, you know that I'm an abolitionist when it comes to money. Money has to be taken out of almost all of our systems. It taints and destroys everything it touches in the service of the oligarchs and to the great detriment, to the great harm of 99.9% of us. So that I'm very worried about. So with that in mind, with the couple minutes left we have in the show here, I was curious to hear what ChatGPT would say about a couple things. I asked, define woke, because of course we all know how the right-wingers have co-opted and weaponized that word. And then I also asked it about racism and about wealth inequality. And to my great delight, the answers were very reasonable, very much evidence-based. And what was really great, it didn't try to both sides it. Well, some say this and some say that. No, it just gave us the facts. Now, I can understand to the ears of Elon Musk, who says ChatGPT is too woke, to his ears and to the ears of MAGA right-wingers, they'll hear these answers and think, yeah, it's too woke. But that's the thing. It's not. As they say, reality skews left. But this is just straight down facts. So in our March 2023 snapshot of AI, at least in this regard, the money guys haven't quite got their hands on it yet. And so it's given us the straight poop, pretty much, as best it can. So here it is. We'll close out with this. Let me know what you think. AI. How would you define woke?
Woke is a term used to describe someone who is aware of social and political issues, particularly those related to marginalized groups such as people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and women. It can also refer to being vigilant about one's own biases and the ways in which they contribute to societal inequalities.
How to end racism. End racism together. Ending racism is a complex and ongoing process that requires collective effort and action from individuals, communities, and institutions. Here are some steps that can help in this process. Acknowledge and confront your own biases. It's important to recognize that we all have implicit biases, and it's crucial to confront them and work towards eliminating them. Educate yourself, learn about the history and impact of racism, including systemic racism and its effects on different communities. Engage in dialogue, have open and honest conversations about race and racism with people from different backgrounds. Listen actively and respectfully, and be open to learning from others. Speak up and take action. Speak out against racist attitudes and behaviors, and take action to support anti-racism efforts, such as supporting organizations and policies that promote equality. Support diversity and inclusion, embrace and celebrate diversity, and work to create inclusive environments in all aspects of life, such as in schools, workplaces, and communities. Vote. Vote for candidates and policies that prioritize social justice and equity. Advocate for systemic change. Advocate for systemic change in institutions and policies that perpetuate racism, such as criminal justice reform and access to healthcare and education. It's important to recognize that ending racism is a long-term process that requires sustained effort and commitment. By taking these steps, we can work towards creating a more just and equitable society for all.
Why are some people poor and some people rich?
There are many factors that contribute to why some people are poor and some people are rich, and it's often a complex interplay of economic, social, cultural, and political factors. Here are some possible reasons. Economic opportunities. People who live in countries or regions with a robust economy and a diverse range of job opportunities are more likely to become wealthy than those who live in areas with limited economic opportunities. Education. Access to education is a critical factor in determining a person's economic success. People who have access to quality education and training programs are more likely to be able to secure high-paying jobs and increase their earning potential. Social and cultural factors, factors like race, ethnicity, gender, and class can all play a role in determining a person's economic status. Discrimination and bias can limit economic opportunities and lead to poverty. Inheritance. Some people inherit wealth from their families, which can provide them with a financial advantage that others don't have. Luck. In some cases, people may become wealthy due to luck, such as winning the lottery or inheriting a large sum of money from a distant relative. It's important to note that poverty and wealth are not always a result of individual choices or actions. In many cases, structural factors and systemic inequalities can play a significant role in determining economic outcomes.
So AI scours the entire internet and provides us with the actual and only credible definition of woke, and found no reason at all to share with us the bogus alt-right version. Interesting. On racism, collective effort, implicit bias is real. Learn about history. All of this is the exact opposite of what the right tells us. They want us to ignore history, or they want to give us their own version of it. Systemic racism is real. The right denies that. Engage in dialogue. The right says the way to end racism is to not talk about it. Vote for social justice and equity. The exact opposite of the right wing. And since systemic racism is real, then systemic change is needed in criminal justice, healthcare, and education. This could not be more opposite of the right wing. And finally, rich people versus poor people. Again, AI has the entire internet at its disposal. And it tells us that when people are born and raised and educated in privileged areas, they're more likely to have money. It tells us that there's discrimination regarding race, ethnicity, gender, and class, which impacts income and wealth inequality. And luck. People are rich, people are poor because of luck. You notice nowhere does it mention that people with money are smarter or work harder, or that poor people are less smart and don't work hard, because those things just aren't true. There's no evidence to bear that out. So far so good, AI. Thank you for sharing the truth. Like I said, once the money guys get hold of this, I'm not sure a year or two down the road what this is going to sound like. All right, there it is. This episode of Charles Purcell Presents is available right now wherever you find your podcasts. Or go to the website, charlespurcell.com, for the full archive and all the other series in the podcast family. Follow, comment, and contact me on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks to our flagship station, Riverwest Radio, riverwestradio.com. Theme music composed and performed by Peter Donalds. From the New Arts and Media Studios in Milwaukee, I'm Charles Purcell.